doing it! An evil plot unfolds. It's so sinister. It will make your blood curdle. Everyone's snoozing away after a whole night's worth of partying. Wish I could sleep like that. As I always say. Oh, she's so cute! Don't let those cute looks fool you. She's got a plan. Love the goofy smiles on these guys. No child left behind. Wow, that was bad. You should look where you're going, you silly bunny.
Get her! Stop her!
Why don't any of the Elder Dragons help out? They're arguably bigger and faster. Oh, well, that guy helped out, and look how that turned out. A powerful villain emerges.
We managed to capture the eggs, Your Highness. Every last one.
Excellent. Maybe you will amount to something after all. Now go guard the tunnels. Stop anyone from coming through.
I think I'm in the minority when I say this, but I really, really like the Sorceress's redesign. Even her voice. In the original, she had a very scratchy voice with kind of a sinister drawl, and I don't know. I like change when it's done well, and this is done well. She still sounds really evil. And, you know, she has a commanding aura about her, so I like her.
Where are the eggs?
The holes came out on the other side of the dragon worlds. We found some of the eggs, but they were too heavy to carry back.
The other side of the world?
The Forgotten Realms. Spyro, you'll have to go. Nobody else can fit down the holes.
Yeah, come on, let's go!
So raring to go. Just to have that happen.
Find the eggs and bring them back, Spyro. You're our only chance.
You got it!
You got it! Alright, so before I get into the game, I have to say, it always kind of bugged me that Zoe claims that the fairies can't carry the eggs because they're too heavy. And yet, in the previous game, we saw them carry orbs no problem. I know they're about the same size. I'm not sure about density, but you would think that they would weigh about the same. You know, they're both magical and... Learn consistency, Insomniac / Toys for Bob. Jeez. But anyway, this is our first look at Sunrise Spring of Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon. It is a lovely place and a lovely game. I've said this a few times, but Spyro 3 has always been not only my favorite of the original trilogy, but one of my favorite platform games of all time. For the longest time, it probably was my favorite, honestly, up until, of all games, Rayman Legends took its place, but Spyro 3 is awesome. I will say the original is far from a perfect game. It does have some flaws, like, a lot of the challenges feel a bit rehashed, and some of the dialogue sounds a bit off, and a lot of the music is recycled. But the core gameplay itself is frickin' solid. And here we are. Our first egg of the day. Isabelle. He's so cute. You gotta earn your wings sometime, kid. So yeah, unlike the other two Spyro games, this game only has 2 main collectibles as opposed to 3. One of them, of course, being gems, and the other one being dragon eggs. And it kind of makes up for the fact that there's only 2 main collectibles by the fact that there's a lot of dragon eggs. There's a grand total of 150. So yeah, we're gonna be busy with this game for a bit.
Hi, Spyro. To look left or right, use the right stick. To quickly center the camera behind you, Tap the center camera button. You can also look all around by pressing the action button.
Zoe, I can always count on you to remind me what I've already know from playing the previous games. Oh, and who do we have here? Who's a-comin'? Who's a-comin'?
You're the one in charge of rescuing the eggs, huh? How sad. Look here, Dragon. If you know what's good for you, you'll turn around and crawl back into that hole you came through. Those eggs belong to us now, and I've hidden them in places you'll never find in 1,000 years. Besides, even if you could find any eggs, our expertly trained armies would hunt you down and take them back.
I already found
Do I
one.
make myself clear? If I find you here again, I am going to be very angry, and you won't like me when I'm angry.
Well, to be fair, I don't really like you now. Love what they did with Bianca. Love it. She looks cute, but she's also, I guess, threatening? Or she's trying to be, anyway. Also, we're not going to go to Sunnyville yet, even though that's the first level that's, you know, in our presence. We're not going to go there quite yet because there is a secret area in there that we cannot access as of right now. But we will very soon. But yeah, Bianca, I don't know, she was made to be like, trying too hard to be threatening to the point where it was humorous in the original, but in this one, I actually kind of like the fact that they made her, like, really sassy. Like, really sassy and sarcastic. I think her voice actor did a very good job. It's not the original voice actress, but damn, she nailed it. And also, we have our first, little critter that we have to save from everyone's favorite greedy bear.
Spyro! My, how funny to see you here. Why, I haven't seen you since we defeated Ripto in Avalar.
We, huh?
Well, my business went into a slump after you left, so I came here and struck up a nice deal with the local sorceress. Lovely woman she is. Seems to be very fond of dragons, too.
Forgive me if I'm hesitant to believe that.
The sorceress has asked me to guard Sheila the kangaroo. I suppose if you had a bit more money, I'd be willing to let her escape. Then you could keep her for a pet or something.
Well, I already have Sparx, but the more the merrier. Say we need 300 gems, 2 free Sheila. And this is one of the main changes that Spyro 3 did from the other 2 games, is that you can play as more than just Spyro, more characters, and this is the first one that we unlock. Now, what I understand from the Spyro fandom is that this is one of the most almost universally despised redesigns for the Reignited trilogy. But again, I'd say I'm in the minority on that. I mean, when I first saw her, I wasn't completely sold on her, but now I think she looks great. I mean, she's, just the way that she looks, like, she didn't originally have hair in the original, nor did she have, like, a vest or a backpack or anything like that. I think it gives her a lot more personality just by look alone. And her voice actor also does a really good job. One complaint I have about her is that, by God, she has, like, no waist at all. It looks... I mean, I understand they're going for, like, a cartoony look with that, but it just looks downright unhealthy. So now there's Hunter giving us another overbearing tutorial. A thing that he actually himself taught us to do in the second game.
Yo, Spyro!
Yo!
Just found one of those portal thingamajigs that leads to a different world, but you'll have to glide to get across to it. Press the jump button, then press jump again while you're in the air to glide. Just follow me.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Hunter's voice actor, in Spyro 3 especially, really hammered in the, yo dude, like the surfer dude persona that Hunter's now, I guess, kind of known for. We're not going to go over there, we're going to go over here first, because there's gems. Collect all the things! Alright, now we can go over here. In Cloud Spires, again, we can go in here, but we might as well finish Hunter's tutorial first.
I saw something shiny in that cave over there. Let's go check it out. You can get there by hovering. To hover, just press the action button at the end of your glide.
Well, that was kind of a weird animation. You did like a Kratos quick turn. That was weird. Bloop!
Oh, I almost forgot. I found this egg.
Oh, dude. Thanks, bro. Coltrane. Is that like a soul train? The dragons in this game are so cute and their animations are just so spot on. Ooh. Ooh. It's an area down there. You want to tell me about that, Hunter Bro?
There's definitely something shiny at the bottom of this hole. I was about to jump down there, but now I think I hear running water. I hate to get wet. It's a cat thing.
You wouldn't understand. Only 90s cats will understand. You know, I would make a joke about wetness and a word that's synonymous with cat, but I think that goes a step beyond PG-13, so I'm not going to. Hey, Zoe.
This is a Superfly power-up, Spyro. Whenever you walk through any power-up that looks like this one, it will allow you to fly for a while.
Really? A Superfly power-up helps me fly. Never would have guessed that in 1 millisecond. Woohoo! I'll get all those gems later. There's a prize at the end of this tunnel. Actually, there's 2 of them. If you go beyond this egg here just a little bit, then free life. And just go back down here, and we free Amy. Or Ami. Or Amaterasu. Love those big old snoots they have. Yeah, power-ups in this game really take a back seat when compared to Spyro 2. Because in Spyro 2, there was a power-up in every single level other than the hub worlds. In this one, there's only a power-up in the hub world and that same power-up in only one of the other worlds, which is kind of weird. And also, in this game, spirit particles are not a thing. And the power-ups are just, you know, automatically accessible when you first encounter them. This goes back to basics and actually gives you gems for defeating enemies. Which, not a problem with that. I do kind of miss the mechanic of spirit particles, but doesn't put quite a damper on my experience. Alright, we got a pretty good, decent amount of gems, so we're actually going to go over to Cloud Spires now. Let's check it out. Lovely city in the clouds. Kind of an overdone concept, but here it's done pretty well. See, this guy, he doesn't hurt you, he just knocks you back. With his big ol' gusty wings. You ain't an angel no more. Well, actually, you kind of are, because you're dead. Moving on. La, 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 la. I'll get to you soon. You just keep on singing, whistling, Dixie, whatever. Soon you'll be singing a different tune. A tune to the key of brains! Again, I always say this. If you get that reference, then props to you. Hello, little whatever you are. What's up?
Rhinox have shut down our cloud generator, and I may never see a rainbow again.
Oh, yeah, you look really torn up about it. Yeesh. Yeah, you're... Oh, we'll never see a rainbow again, and you're like grinning from ear to ear. Again, consistency, it's a thing.
You'd think the sorceress would want more rain after what the sun has done to her skin.
You know what, you make a good point. I'm gonna write a complaint to her. See this big ol' red button? It actually is a button. Press it, and these bellows here turn into an elevator for you. Nifty, eh?
If my wings were big and strong like yours, I could easily glide across here.
I mean, arguably your wings look bigger and stronger than mine. Because, yeah, you're just straight up consistently levitating. I mean, I can't do that. I can barely even fly without magical aid. Ugh. And yes, those are actually prima donnas that sing opera. And have, like, Madonna-like breastplates. It's weird. In case you haven't noticed, yes, the majority of enemies in this game, kind of look like rhinos, because they're called Rhinox. And they serve the sorceress, who is, I guess, also supposed to be a Rhinox, except she looks more like a... She doesn't really look like a rhino at all. I mean, she's kind of, you know, fat, but she doesn't have a horn. So I don't really know what the story behind that is.
The metal armor those enemies are wearing protects them from your dragon flame. If you hold down the charge button, you can defeat them with your charge attack.
Zoe just assumes that I get amnesia every time I play another one of these games. It's kind of insulting, really. Yeah. Don't forget this gemmer back here. God, I said gemmers. I've been watching too much Jacksepticeye. But what, boy, you like fell down twice. That was weird. Don't do that. A few more gems hidden in this crevasse here. How did this crevasse come to be? Was it like a giant meteor split the Earth in two? Maybe Kratos and Baldur had a dispute and it cracked the Earth? My god, that's the second God of War reference I've made in like 5 minutes. I'm actually playing that game again alongside this. It's the third time I've played it since I got it. And you gotta think, that game came out in the middle of this year, 2018. But I just love it so much. It's so good. Oh, jeez! Could you not? Yeah. And no, not all of these eggs are just going to be lying around free for the taking. There are quite a few challenges in this game as well. My god, you're a porker! You were very fortunate to get that far off the ground with how... My goodness, you are... You are just... stocking up for hibernation, little one. Alright. So you may think that we need gems to free Sheila. So encountering money bags in this level may seem a bit counterproductive. However, he doesn't actually ask for that many gems out of you.
Well, well, if it isn't my favorite dragon. The sorceress has put me in charge of guarding these bellows. However, I might look the other way if I was distracted. Counting gems.
I love how Moneybags, as long as a lot of other NPCs in this game, not really sure why they didn't really bother to do that in Spyro 2, have like very unique animations that don't repeat when they say certain lines. Also, I just now noticed that Moneybags' pinky is sticking out, the one that's holding the gem bag. My god, he's poncy. So, whenever you encounter Moneybags and you have enough gems, this is a pro tip for all of you out there. Always say no at first, because then you'll get some of the funnier lines in the game.
What? No? Well, what else are you going to do with all those gems? 5 flying lessons? That was a good one.
And you can tell that the voice actor who did Moneybags is just having the time of his life with this role. So now that that's done, let's actually pay off this jerk face.
Oh, yes. Precious, precious gems.
My precious!
Well then, Spyro, you may now use the bellows anytime you wish. Best of luck on your little egg hunt.
Mm-hmm. Happy Easter. I actually think in the original, when he said the line, precious, precious gems, he actually was trying to imitate Gollum. Although I'm not sure how old are the Lord of the... almost died. How old are the Lord of the Rings movies? Weird. I mean, I do understand that Lord of the Rings has been around forever, but I don't know about the Peter Jackson movies. You have to look that up. Like, The Two Towers came out this year, which I'm quite sure is quite a few years after Spyro 3. Although there was also the animated, what's his name, Ralph Bakshi movie that was kind of okay, and Gollum did talk like that too. I'm gonna just stop talking about Lord of the Rings now. We're playing a game.
Remember, to get your longest glide, press the jump button at the very top of your jump, and use the action button to hover at the end of your glide.
I know. People are expecting me to play a Spyro game and teach them how to play it. Not listen to me ramble on about Lord of the Rings, which... honestly, this may sound blasphemous. I'm not even that big of a fan of Lord of the Rings. I mean, I saw all the movies once each, and they were good. Just not really my style, honestly. Sue me. I do like to keep the commentary, you know, as funny and entertaining as I can, but when I ramble like that, then that's when people tend to stop watching. End of the level time.
You activated the bellows.
Your name is Fluffy.
Maybe I can get the cloud generator working again.
Maybe you can. I mean, to be fair, I mean, look at the skybox here. There's clearly clouds. So, what exactly is the issue here? I mean, I suppose they're the light fluffy clouds and not these cauliflower-looking sons of guns.
The Rhinox must have been using this thing to clog up the cloud generator.
Those dastardly dastards. Hey, Henry. Oh, Henry. Yeah, shake that butt, shimmy sham that booty. Alright, so... oh my god, camera, stop doing that. Let me rotate you. So another main difference this has from Spyro 2 especially is that, a lot of the challenges that you'll find to get dragon eggs are actually accessed through these, special end-level portals here that kind of, like, take you to a bit of a sub-level. It's a level within a level. It's levelception. There's also one at the top of this whirlwind. I can't really... here, let me do this. Ugh. There, you can just barely see it. But it's there. And the best thing about these challenge portals is they have 0 loading times, which is awesome. I mean, in the original, the loading times for challenge portals took about maybe 3 seconds. They didn't really break up the gameplay that much. But here, it's instant gratification. It almost feels just dirty, I guess. It's weird.
We usually wake up our rain cloud at the crack of dawn, but these mischievous spirits are stopping our bells from ringing.
Oh no, something's gonna have to stop that. And yes, this is the only level in which Superfly is a thing, other than, of course, the speedways. Let's get these spirits here. And if you look closely, you'll realize that these spirits look like the same spirit that was terrorizing the Professor and Colossus from the second game. This is where the rehash stuff kind of starts. So yeah, pretty easy challenge. The spirits don't come back after a while. You don't have to get them in all one fell swoop. Pretty easy.
Dad, it fell out of the belfry.
You know, you could say thank you. Hey, Jake. Hey. You're better at levitating than I am. Spyro should have, like, a levitating button. You should have a levitating, move. That would be cool. And yes, you heard that right. And you are seeing this right. Because dragon eggs aren't a thing again in this game, the dragon egg thieves have made a return, and they are just as annoying as before. Maybe even more so. They aren't quite as common in this game as they were in the first game, I wouldn't think. But they are still pains in the booty. Look at your little glasses, you look so dorky. You look like me. I'm dorky. I'm gonna be a dorky dad, I swear. I'm gonna be the one that, like, embarrasses his daughter by dancing in public at, like, the mall whenever Uptown Funk comes on the radio. That's gonna be me. That is gonna be me in spades, I tells ya. You just wait. I'll be sure to post those on YouTube when I'm not doing streams and Let's Plays. Alright, and this is, honestly, since this is kind of a wide open-ish area with lots of, stuff obstructing the view, this is actually kind of an easy place to miss gems. There's a few up here. I did see one down here. Yes, I did. And while we're on the subject of gems in challenge portal areas, in the original game, if you got all of the gems in a single area, whether it be like the main level or a challenge portal, and you would use your gem finder, Sparx wouldn't point to anything because you had found everything in that area. But in this version of the game, if even if you get all of the gems in an area, use the gem finder, Sparx still points to crap. And he's pointing to stuff that's outside of the level, which makes it a bit confusing if you're not, like, right next to the challenge portal entrance or exit. Kind of annoying. But, you know, I suppose it's not too awfully frustrating if you know where to go. So now there's this other challenge portal here, and this is a really easy challenge, but also a really cool one. I like this one.
Our sun has gone out.
Oh no!
We can make a new one with our lava fusion cauldron and 3 sun seeds, but they keep burning out before we can get them in the pot.
I had no idea that creating heavenly bodies was so simplistic.
Step on the switch to get a fresh sun seed and keep flaming it until you get it into the pot.
I will definitely do that, but not before doing this. Love how these guys look. And I also love how they die! You look so helpless. He's like, what is happening to me? Someone save me! Alright, now that I've murdered a sunseed, let's actually keep this guy up burning. I have the power of fire on my side. I have the goblet of fire! Seriously, I've still not forgiven, oh my god, what the hell's his name? I actually forget his name. The guy who replaced... I remember the original Dumbledore's name, Richard Harris. Michael Gambon, that's his name. Didn't he pass away a little while ago? Well, now I feel like a dick. Rest in peace, Michael Gambon. I understand it wasn't your fault. It was probably more the director's fault for doing that whole aggressive goblet of fire line. But hey, at least you became a meme for it. I suppose it wasn't all for naught. I suppose you didn't, you know, completely offend me with that line read. Okay, maybe offend is putting it on a little bit strong, but... Okay, I went from rambling about Lord of the Rings to rambling about Harry Potter, so let's just shut up and do this challenge. Boing, 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 boop! He's wearing sunglasses, that way you know he's a cool dude. He's a happening bro. He bros out on Saturday nights with his other sun bros. Alright, step on the switch. And now this guy is gonna go the long way around. And yes, all three of them do go on a scripted pathway every time, so there's really no surprises with this challenge if you know what you're doing. And here we are. They're all giving me a thumbs up, that's cute. Wonder triplet powers activate! And we got a sun.
Now that's what I call a sun. Here, you can have this last sunseed as a souvenir. Think it might be a dud, though.
That's not a sun. Hey, Lulu. Lulu, you got some apples. Lulu, I got some too. And I believe that's everything for this challenge portal, so let's go. Although we have not yet completely completed the level. Yeah, completely completed, I just said that. After you reach the end of the level, well, for one thing, there's a whirlwind near the start of the level right here that leads you back to the finish, which I think I mentioned that at some point in my Spyro 2 playthrough, that there's a lot of bridging the gap in between the end and start of the level in this game. And it is quite convenient. So if you get the egg at the end of the level, then you'll activate this other whirlwind that's kind of out of the way. You might have realized while I was going through this level that there were some gems hidden atop the rooftops here, and this is how you access them. Through the power of secrets and knowing what to do. Never underestimate that. Oh, and as you can see, even though we did pay money bags in this level, we already have enough gems to pay them off to Free Sheila. So, it all worked out. And this should be the last of everything right here. The Last of Us, Part 2. Hey Claire, what's up? Six out of 6 eggs, and 400 out of 400 gems. And no, unlike Spyro 2, not every level has 400 gems, thank goodness gravy. That would just be boring. Alright, so, one level already done, so let's go home. Let's go home, Danny. Alright, so now let's make a beeline right to Moneybags over here, and make a new friend in the process.
I'm getting paid a fortune to keep Sheila the kangaroo locked up. This pesky animal must have been causing a lot of trouble for that poor sorceress. I suppose I could accidentally let the kangaroo escape, if you were to pay me, say, a small fee.
Okay, So this is what I don't understand. You say you're getting paid a fortune to keep her locked up, and yet you're willing to let her go for a measly 300 gems, which is far short of a fortune. I mean, I understand that, you know, greed is the root of all evil, but moneybags, dude, you really need to sort out your priorities, man. Alright, and like always, we say no first. And this is honestly, it's a funny line, but it's also really dark.
Don't worry, Spyro. Sheila won't stay in jail forever. The sorceress is thinking about having her executed next Thursday.
Jesus. I suppose it's better to die free than die a slave, good lord.
I'm getting paid a fortune.
Yes, I know you're getting paid a fortune. To free her, do it. I demand it.
Ah, Spyro, I love your sweet naivete. Your kind-hearted nature might be your downfall someday, but for the time being, it's making me rich.
Not as rich as the sorceress was making you. I know you. I don't want you working for the bad guy, but my God, man, you're a money-grubbing bear. Act like one.
I hope you appreciate this favor I'm doing in letting you out.
That's good of you, mate. No hard feelings, eh?
Right. After all, I'm just doing my job.
Yeah.
See ya.
I reckon you be one of them dragons then.
Yeah, name's Spyro.
Never thought I'd see one. You dragons used to rule this entire world, you know? Then all of a sudden you left. Poof!
Dragons used to live here?
Didn't you know? They say it was over 1,000 years ago, I think.
And they just left?
Yeah, and the weird thing is, after they left, all the magic in the world just sort of went with them. I mean, they say this world used to have magic coming out of the wazoo. Flying ships, singing forests, wishing stones, you name it. But when the dragons left, it all just dried up.
Is that why some of the portals don't work?
Yeah, they're starting to fade out too, one by one. Well, I gotta get back home and do some damage control. Come visit anytime you like.
Oh my gosh, there was actual plot in that cutscene. So yeah, dragons used to live here. And now the world is, I guess, far less magical, which is kind of weird since there seemed to be an awful lot of magic going on in Cloud Spires. And also, she and Spyro did mention that some of the portals don't work because of the lack of dragon magic. And if you actually progress through the homeworld, you'll see that. Actually, how many dragon eggs do I have now? I have 9. Perfect. Let's actually go over here really quick. You can see that this portal over here won't open unless I have 10 dragon eggs. So the more dragon eggs I collect, the more magic that I can accumulate, and that means the more portals I can access. Let's actually see what this guy over here has to say about the situation.
I'm late for a dinner party at the Tiki Lodge, and the portal to my home just stopped working. Maybe the portal will reactivate after a few more dragons hatch.
Indeed. Now this is one of the character redesigns that Toys for Bob took a lot of creative liberty with. He looks, I mean, you can still kind of tell that he's the clay chicken from this level. And yes, he's supposed to be a clay chicken. I mean, I guess. He doesn't really look all that chickeny right now. But in the original, he did have a mohawk, and he was made of clay, and that's about where the similarities stop right there. He also didn't have an Australian accent in the original game. But I think he looks great. He's like one of the more surprising, and yet one of the most pleasantly surprising character redesigns that is in this game, for me anyway. So yes, we did free Sheila, but she's not free of the hardship in her homeworld. Which means it's time to go to Sheila's app.
Thanks again, Spyro. Now I have to find out what that nasty sorceress has done to my home while I was locked up.
Be good.
Hiya, Sheila. While you were gone, a bunch of Rhinox kicked us out of our houses. It's okay, though. Bobby, Pete, and I are working on a clever plan to take them back.
Oh. I am all for it. I am all for kicking some Rhinox booty. So yeah, this is our first non-Spyro character that we've ever played as in this series. Pretty cool, huh? I will say, even though I do like Sheila's redesign, I'm not the biggest fan of how she controls. I mean, she hops pretty much the same, but she slows down an awful lot when she kicks. Her kicking animation looks a little bit weird, like it's, I don't know, it looks like it skips a frame when she first does it. But, I mean, it doesn't make the game, like, harder or anything. It's just, you know, a small gripe, I suppose.
Follow Bobby and Pete up there using your air hop. It's easy. Just press the jump button again at the top of your jump.
Honestly, I feel kind of bad for saying this, but I feel like the German accents for the goats aren't exaggerated enough. They aren't quite as cartoony or accentuated. That's actually one of the few complaints I have about, like, foreign accents in all these games. Kinda weird.
You see that Reinhardt guy up ahead? He's still mad at us for hanging his underpants on top of this tree. Just wait over here while you give him a swift kick.
Will do. Kick some Reinhardt. I have to kick him in the booty or else it doesn't count. No, booty. Booty! There we go. Give me that butt. Alright, so one thing I don't really understand about this level is that Sheila is clearly Australian, and yet in her homeworld, all of these goats here have a German/Austrian accent. Again, gotta love consistency.
You can get up really steep cliffs like this one with your double jump. Press the jump button, then press it again exactly when you hit the ground to do a double jump. Once you've mastered it, you can go anywhere you want.
See, this guy gets it. This voice actor nailed that German accent. Also, I love how they, like, tug on their beards like that. It's really cute. And yes, that is an animation that passed over from the original. Also, there's some hidden gems up here if you double jump just so. Yeah, the double jump isn't terribly difficult to master. You're actually given a pretty fair window after Sheila hits the ground, so just boop. That's all it is. It's not exactly when you hit the ground. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration there, Petey. So talk to this guy, talk to this guy. It's kind of weird that you have to press the triangle button to talk to him because he does this.
Home at last. Here, I was saving this to make an omelette, but I think you deserve it more.
Thank you for not giving in to your hunger. See, he straight up gives you an egg, which is kind of weird that you don't talk to him automatically, because that's kind of important. Hi. That little bow on your head, you're so cute. I know, it's adorable. Also some hidden gems up here. All 11 of them. Rolling in the dough, it's all about them gems. Oh my gosh, I am a sucker for ice caverns, I love it.
Last time we tried to get past this moose, he knocked Billy clean through a wall. If you don't mind, we'll just hang out here while you give him a good kicking.
Certainly. But, so what you're saying is that all in all, it's just another Billy in the wall. I'm gonna go kill that moose now. Yeah! See ya! Don't forget to kick those rocks too, and also kick the rocks that are hidden up here. Here we go. Oh my, come on, there you go. And whoop. Fluffy boy has like a little hat hanging from his antler, which like implies that that antler has seen some blood. Also, if you're crazy enough to get close to him, you'll see that he's wearing like some sort of outfit that has oh god, I know I've seen pictures of it. I can't remember if it's like a no Spyro symbol on it or a no Sheila, which would make more sense if it was no Sheila. I don't know. I don't think I'll get close enough to him to really get a good look.
This next guy is a wuss. You go ahead and take him out. We'll get you back.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I can see that you're covering me. Yeah. And this area up here is a little bit easier to find. Yeah. Oh, and I probably should mention that to open those chests with the bullseye on the top, it's the same as Spyro's head bash. Just jump and action. Just like that. And another thing I should mention is that Spyro actually has all of the powers that he learned from Moneybags in Spyro 2. They all pass over to this game, so we can swim underwater, climb, and head bash right from the get-go. Kinda like, Banjo's moves in Banjo-Tooie. So, I don't think that's gonna work, dude. Don't hurt your hoof now.
Don't worry, I'll just keep kicking this rock until it breaks.
Well, then we're gonna be here a while, dude. Let me help.
Hey, Sheila, let's play a joke. Take this egg and smash it on Billy's house, okay? I need to get him back for the last time he butted me off the cliff.
It's funny because petty vandalism. Hey, Jenny. And yes, that just happened. The baby dragon did the chicken dance. And it was adorable. No moose crossing, father.
Those Rhinox have taken over. There'll be no stopping them unless we can smash their huts. They're too big to smash with your kick attack, though. Try using your stomp attack to smash them instead. I'll confuse the Rhinox with taunts while you stomp their huts, okay?
Okay.
You remember how to stomp, don't you? Just
Don't
jump,
you know?
Then press the action button in the air.
Wait, how do I jump? What button do I use to jump? You didn't tell me that much. You didn't... I'm so lost in the world. What do I do? You didn't give me proper direction, man.
I think my taunting is wearing them down. Remember, just jump and press the action button to stomp those huts.
Yes, sir. So, yeah. If you just keep on... kicking these Rhinox, you'll see that, yep, they just keep on coming out of their huts. They just keep on coming. And they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming. So, yep, just get on top of them and... Sheila smash! Speaking of petty vandalism, I am literally a homewrecker right now. And also, what the heck are you doing? Stop hanging off the edge of the level. That's weird. Whoa, oh! Well, that's the first hit of the game. I was hoping to last a little bit longer than that. That's embarrassing. Would have helped if I didn't land right on top of his pickaxe. But hey, here's some fodder. Right for the taking. And as we do, some gem cleanup. Did I miss any over here? I don't believe I did. Alright, let's see if I can get a good look at you. Maybe I'll try to slow the footage down and zoom in on that symbol, just so you can see what I'm talking about. Hopefully that ended in success. Bit of a hidden gem behind these trees, and some more at the top of this plateau. Well, I did not mean to double jump again. See what I mean? You were given a pretty big window to do that double jump. Exactly when you hit the ground, my foot. Yeah. Oh, come on. Okay. Sometimes the air hop doesn't work unless you get it at, like, the very top of your jump. And since this gem is, like, so close to the edge of the level, Sparx doesn't really feel like picking it up, so you gotta run into it yourself. There's a couple more gems like that, and it's kind of annoying.
Thanks for the help, Sheila. Oh, you can have this egg I found in my house.
Okay, thank you for not wanting to throw it or cook it. You just found it and said, hey, I don't want this. I think I should give it to someone who actually needs it. Yeah, I know, right?
If you ever forget how to control a character or vehicle, just go to the pause menu and select controls.
I will definitely do that, thank you. Even though I've been playing this game for 18 years, I don't think I'm that rusty. And this hidden ice cavern over here should have the rest of the gems in the level. I'm not sure exactly how many we should be ending on, but we'll find out. And as you saw in Cloud Spires, the gem finder does, it's unlocked from the very start of the game, just like in every other game in the Reignited Trilogy. Woohoo! Which is kind of weird, because in, the original Spyro 3, the gem finder was actually unlocked, like, about halfway through the game. And you'll see why that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense in this version once we get to that point in the playthrough. Nice T-pose there, Sheila. You're doing 2018 game developers proud.